Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, or can you see, I have something from Adidas. Let's open up the box and see what we got. Always like the Adidas stuff, and these are no exception. This is, yes, their Terrex called 2 Flow. Yes, 2, like number 2, but it's actually spelled 2. TWO. Okay, you get the point. So overall, excellent trail running sneakers. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from Adidas. They know what they're doing whenever it comes to the outdoor stuff. That's why most of it is so called Adidas Outdoors. Alright, so as some of you already know, this is not just a regular review. This review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival Shoes section. Yes, basically if these weren't just your trail running shoes, but something bad happened and you were actually surviving in these. So yes, you would have to run, you would have to walk in these for extended period of time, you would have to do all of these things, fight, climb, I don't know, whatever's necessary to survive. Would this be good for your survival? Well, how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin. Criteria number 1, of course, the comfort level, one of the more important ones. And in order to test the comfort level of all the shoes and boots that are reviewed on this channel, I do a 3-mile run and then a 5-mile walk, and then I continue wearing the shoes for the rest of the day. So it's the whole day of testing for 8 hours. Okay, so excellent comfort level here. I wouldn't expect anything less. And there are, of course, several factors that contribute to the comfort level. The first one being, of course, the weight. So let me grab my scale over here. And this is size 10. So let's see. See if I can actually guess the weight. I would say, man, this is lightweight. This is very, very lightweight. I would say probably somewhere around 10 ounce. Might be less than 10 ounce, might be a little bit more, but I would say 10.2. Alright, let's see if I'm correct. Well, I was off by an ounce. Well, ounce and 1. 11.3. Fantastic weight whenever it comes to the shoes. To give you kind of reference numbers, right, in order for you to kind of have a better judgment whenever it comes to the weight, I usually say that if you are getting the boots, right, you're looking for something under 20 ounce. If you're getting into the shoes category, hiking shoes, trail running shoes, you want to try to find something under 15 ounce. And obviously if it's a little bit more, it's not going to be a big deal, but then you start kind of noticing that weight, especially whenever it comes to running, trail running shoes, and also like hiking for extended periods of time, like anything that's like over like 5 miles, I would say. And here, as you can see, it's way below that kind of a mark. Fantastic weight. But there's also other factors that contribute to the comfort level. Another one would be the flexibility of the outsole. And here, as you can see, even though it does have stiffness to it, and as you can see, it's pretty thick. So it does have plenty amount of protection from the bottom, which we'll talk about later. But still, you still have that necessary flexibility, especially helpful whenever you are running. Let's move on to the inner sole now. I'm gonna take out the inner sole and show it to you how it looks. Check this out. Very nicely shaped. You do have the heel bed. You do have some R Sport. Overall, it's pretty thin and pretty. Not a lot of cushioning in it. However, once you remove the inner sole, you still have a very cushiony layer to go through. Very, very soft. So combined with this inner sole, excellent comfort level. Very nice, very soft shoe. So if you prefer shoes more on the softer side, this is definitely pretty good. Now, speaking of the soft stuff, you do have padding. Plenty of padding here in the tongue, plenty of padding here in the shaft. Going through the whole shoe, the fabric is super soft. I mean, this is a very, very comfortable shoe. So on the comfort level, fantastic job, Adidas. Let's move on to the criteria number 2 now. Proofing and protection. So, proofing wise, these are not waterproof, which I don't even, I really don't care for waterproof shoes. To me, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, and I'll quickly explain why. Because you have just like 3 inches of clearance, so it's really nothing. It's not substantial at all. Even if it's like a small puddle of water, you run through it, a little splash gets inside, and now you're wet. But Here's the thing with the non-waterproofing shoes. Here's the advantage. Yes, you will get wet, but you will dry much faster because they're much more breathable most of the times. All right, so I don't mind it not being waterproof. It's up to you guys. If you want to go with a waterproof, they do have like different waterproof versions in Adidas Terrex lineup. But speaking of the protection wise, you do have kind of this little cap. I mean, this is really not much. It's still very, very soft, so don't drop anything on your toe. Toe box is super soft from the top, so keep that in mind. Obviously, no protection in the ankles. The heel is kind of reinforced, but it's the same as like the front of the toe box. But you do have plenty of protection from the bottom, so running on the trail, you do feel nice and secure and comfortable at the same time. Okay, so let's move on to the criteria number 3, quality and the design feature. Now, quality-wise, I mean, who doesn't know Adidas? Adidas is an excellent brand. So far, most of the stuff that I reviewed on this channel from Adidas was absolutely fantastic, and this is no exception. And you can also judge by the Amazon ratings. The link for Amazon is in the description below. Check it out. I mean, there's over 100 reviews and almost 5 stars, so people do like these shoes. Now, speaking of the design features, usually here I talk about the lacing system. Here, as you can see, the lacing system is not my favorite, okay? Let's just say that. It's not my favorite. Very thin, very flat strings. I don't like these. But in this shoe, I can understand it because it was designed to be lightweight, and it is lightweight, so these strings, they serve to save weight, obviously, and they definitely do a good job here. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 4 now. Outsole, traction and stability. Now, this outsole is really, really good. It has a very good balance between flatness and aggression. It's more on the flatter side, as you can see, so it does give you decent amount of stability on slippery surfaces like wet grass, but still, keep that in mind. I would still be a little bit careful running through something as slippery as like wet grass, for example. Whenever I do my run and my walk, I do it on a variety of different surfaces with like asphalt, dry sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, trail surface, marble tile, just a bunch of different surfaces. And this outsole performs well on pretty much everything. Just like I said, on slippery surfaces, keep in mind that this is more on the flatter side. I mean, these grooves do have some aggression to them, but for the most part, as you can see, it's hard to tell with this pattern, but they're kind of rounded it up. Even though they are sharp, still they're rounded up, and it does create a little bit of kind of slipperiness to it. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 5, temperature. Super nice, super breathable in the summer, in the heat. Very good for summer. Obviously, pointless to mention winter here because this is not winterproof. This is not waterproof, so forget about that. But for 3 seasons, great. Now, moving on to the criteria number 6, sizing really quickly. Yes, these are true to the size. No problems there at all. Moving on to the criteria number 7, balance of application. So if this really was your survival shoe, would this be good for your survival? Or would this get you killed? Well, I think if you're a runner, if you prefer your survival strategies to be just as lightweight as possible, as fast, and just run for your life. This is a really, really good option. Super comfortable, so you can run in these for a very long time without getting fatigued. I mean, fatigued from, uncomfortable shoes on your feet, which most of the times usually that's what happens if you're a good runner. You can walk for extended periods of time. They're lightweight, they're comfortable overall, and I mean they do have a pretty versatile outsole for a trail running shoe. So this is a really, really good option if that's the case for you. And let's move on actually to the very last criterion here. It's criteria number 8, the price. Price currently is $110 on Amazon. Like I said, the link is in the description below. Definitely a little bit on the pricier side. Now something like this, now waterproof, I would expect somewhere in the $70-$80 range. $110 is a little bit expensive. There's a lot of competition there from the same Amazon, I'm sorry, not Amazon, Adidas, from the same Adidas, from Salomon, from La Sportiva, from Jack Wolfskin. So there's a lot of competition out there. So at the end of the day, I guess it would come down to, do you like these specific shoes? Do you trust Adidas more than anything else? And if that's the case, that's probably the way to go. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this shoe? What do you think about this review? If you have any requests for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I'll be happy to address them. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. I'll see you guys in the next video.